Today we're watching a video from Ali Abdal. If I started a YouTube channel now, I'd do this. So Ali, let's see what you got for us.
If you can get these three things right, then you're completely off to the races and your channel will explode and you'll become a millionaire. So in this video, I'm gonna take my last 6 years of experience on YouTube and I'm gonna try and condense it into a 3-part framework that I would follow if I was starting a YouTube channel completely from scratch today. So I call this framework the Part-Time YouTuber Blueprint because my course is called the Part-Time YouTuber Academy and I've taught this system to more than 2,300 students over the last 3 years. Now there's 3 levels to this framework. If you're new to making videos, and in this context,
Yep, I'm probably at level 1. I don't know about you. If you're watching this as a YouTube beginner, level 1 is probably where you want to start. So let's see what this is all about.
Starting a YouTube channel with 0 experience, completely from scratch, we're going to start with level 1. Level 1 is get going. And this is like your first 3 videos. Now, if you're starting completely from scratch and you have 0.
If you want to be successful with YouTube, you have to get going, meaning you have to take action, meaning you have to do, meaning you have to produce content, meaning you have to get better at it after you start. But first of all, you have to start.
Experience, then a huge hurdle that holds people up from starting a YouTube channel is actually just not getting started with the thing in the first place. So what I'd be doing is I'd just be making 3 videos, maybe they're shorts, maybe they're videos I don't even edit, maybe I'm just making them on my phone and speaking to the camera and uploading them to a new YouTube channel. I would create a channel, create maybe some channel art on Canva or something like that. And this is kind of like the first 3 dates that you go on.
Canva is actually a great software to start with. It's great to design anything from your YouTube banner, from your YouTube profile picture, from your YouTube thumbnail. It's actually the software that I use to do my thumbnail and I recommend you use it as well.
Someone if you're in the dating world. You know, you're kind of getting to know them, you're seeing if you vibe, and in those 3 videos, I get some pretty good insight into how I feel about making videos. I'm going to be absolutely terrible at it because, like with any skill, it takes ages to get good at the thing, but at least at the start, I've made some kind of effort in doing it. Like for example, if you're watching this right now and you haven't yet started a YouTube channel, I suspect the thing that's holding you back is probably overthinking. I suspect it's probably overthinking about your...
Yeah, that's exactly the struggle from most people. People think too much. What kind of YouTube channel I want to make? What is the best idea for a first YouTube video? What people are going to think of me? Should I tell my friends and my family about my YouTube channel? Am I going to be successful? How long is it going to take me to get money, etc., etc.? First of all, I don't recommend you ask yourself any of those things at all. You should definitely just start. Start creating content. Start getting into the swing of things, start producing content for the internet, and through repetition, through doing it again and again and again, you're gonna get eventually good at it if you stick with it, of course.
Niche. What the hell do I make videos about? Why would anyone watch my content? Will people at my job respond poorly to the fact I have a YouTube channel? All of that overthinking just gets in the way of people. That's why level 1 is to get going and just make those first 3 videos. Because to be honest, YouTube is a lifestyle choice. What you're trying to do, what you're signing up for, if you're gonna take this seriously, is making videos every week for the next like several years of your life. And so it's worth...
Yeah, that's probably what most people that start a YouTube channel are missing. YouTube is not a get-rich quick scheme. YouTube takes time, it takes effort, it takes a good plan, and it takes consistency. You have to stick with it for a long period of time so you can get good enough at it, so you understand the game of YouTube so that you can eventually succeed. You're probably not gonna be successful in your first month if you're a total beginner, if you've never produced video before, if you've never made content for the internet before. It's gonna take you a ton of repetition and a ton of work to get good enough so that people would want to watch your video and you actually can make a living from it.
Flirting with it for these first 3 videos and just seeing how you feel. If you don't know anything at all about literally how to hold a camera, how to hold a phone, how to edit a video, how to make a thumbnail, how to start a YouTube channel, then there's loads of free content available on YouTube. Anyway, once you've gone on these first 3 dates, once you've made these first 3 videos, at that point you have a choice. And this is choice number 1. This is, do you want...
Yeah, this is probably continue making a YouTube channel or stop making a YouTube channel, right?
Want to be in a casual relationship with YouTube, or do you want to be in a serious relationship with YouTube? Now casual is like, oh, I'll make a video whenever I feel like it. Maybe I'll film a video on a holiday here and there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you consider YouTube a hobby, or is it gonna be a business and a job? Do you want to do that on the side, or do you want to make it eventually a full-time job? And if you actually want to make YouTube your full-time job, then you have to treat it like a business. You have to be mindful about it. You have to be strategic about it. You have to think about your future audience, your future customer. You have to think about your competition. You have to think about your place in the market. What can you bring to the table? Do you have something unique that you can offer to your audience? It can be entertainment value, or it can be educational or informative value. And once you have everything right, then you can probably succeed.
Is I am committed to this, and that would be obviously the position that I would be in if I was starting YouTube completely from scratch today. I would actively decide, consciously commit to being in a serious relationship with YouTube. That means, just like if you're in a serious relationship with a person in real life, you want to try and see them at least once a week. I would want to be committing to making at least one video.
Probably more. I don't know about you, but once a week, even with YouTube or a serious relationship in real life, it sounds like not much at all. I would probably up that to 2 times a week or 3 times a week even. If you are conscious about things, if you want to move things forward, if you want to reach your goals, you probably should prioritize it and make time for it. So yeah.
A week, because that to me is taking it seriously. You know, a YouTube channel does not grow if you treat it casually. You cannot accidentally luck into just having a big profitable YouTube channel and that kind of stuff. You have to actively take it seriously. And then once I've committed to taking YouTube seriously, I'm now ready to go on to level 2. Now, level 2 is what I call get good, but I would say in brackets, get good enough. Because in level 2, we're going to be making our next 7 videos. And the point of these 7 videos is to get better at the craft of making videos.
That's nice to hear. So level 1 was starting, and this is actually what hold most people back, just starting out. Don't worrying about what other people think of them. Don't worrying about what people on the internet will think of them. Just starting and doing and putting in the work, putting in the hours to get good, to studying their craft, to mastering their craft. Level 2 would be getting good at it. And he says in this video to produce 7 more videos, but it's probably gonna take you a lot more than 7 videos to get good at YouTube if you're a total beginner, of course. If you're a total beginner, then 7 videos are not a lot. If you take the perspective of MrBeast, for example, a very popular YouTuber, he made hundreds of videos before he started to get good. So 7 videos is not a lot. So stick with it. Don't give up, even if you don't find success, first of all. I believe in you. I believe you can do it too. I believe you will be successful. So stick with it and don't give up, and improve everything each time you make a new video.
And the thing with YouTube is that there are a lot of skills wound up in being a good YouTuber or being a successful YouTuber. There's titles and thumbnails and filming and talking to a camera and like structuring your stuff and storytelling and being reasonable at public speaking if you're going to show your face, and then being reasonable at research and writing and animation if you're not going to show your face, and then actually editing, which takes absolutely ages. And
that's actually a lot of skills. It takes a lot of skills to get good at, to be good at YouTube. So the title and the thumbnail are probably the first one. Filming, getting good in front of the camera are probably the second tip that he can give. And storytelling is huge if you want to actually make people watch your video. You need to be engaging, entertaining, providing value for the video so that people don't click off right in the beginning. So they enjoy watching up to the end.
Understanding analytics. There are so many skills around what it takes to be an effective YouTuber. Again, in this model, we're starting completely from scratch. I don't know any of these skills. I don't know how to talk to a camera, don't know how to edit a video. So I need to spend these next 7 videos actively trying to improve the craft of making videos. Crucially, at this point, I'm still not worrying about my niche. I don't give a toss what my niche is at this point, because all I'm trying to do is get better at the craft of making videos. So my next 7 videos in this get good enough stage are going to be, I'm just making videos on whatever I feel like. Maybe I just absolutely freaking love these Stabilo pastel colored highlighters, so I might make a video.
Yeah, this is probably a bad subject for a video. If you want to start a YouTube channel, you should have a kind of an idea of what you want to talk about. You should think about what are your interests, what people might be interested to hear from you, what can you communicate clearly. Maybe you have a passion for something. It can be a hobby or a special skill that you have that you can teach, etc. And then go from there. If you make video about random subjects in the beginning, you're gonna get nowhere at all. People expect a certain kind of quality, a certain kind of topic from you on YouTube, and you should get there at some point. And it's probably best that you have some kind of idea what you are interested in and what you want your YouTube channel to be about in the beginning.
About my favorite highlighter pens. Maybe I absolutely love this D-Brand Ali Abdaal Palettes collaboration phone case, and I can make a video reviewing that. Maybe I absolutely love this book that I have on my desk at all times, Show Your Work by Austin Kleon, so I can make a video reviewing the book. It does not matter what the video is about. What matters is that we're getting better at the craft of making videos, and we're not trying to overthink our niche at this point. And again, to use the relationship analogy, this is where you get to know each other a little bit better. You're learning more about the other person, they're learning more about you. And across these 7 videos, and 3 + 7 = 10, so 10 videos in level 1 and level 2, across these 10 videos, you're getting to know the craft of making YouTube videos, but you're also learning a little bit about yourself. Maybe at this point, you're even having to confront your own emotions around like fear of what other people will think.
Yeah, I can understand what he means by that. He means that it should take you a couple of videos to figure out what you want to do, and that totally makes sense. In the beginning, maybe you don't have a clear idea about what you're going to talk about on YouTube, but you should know your interest, basically your interest and what would be interesting for a YouTube channel for people that want to hear from you. And maybe you can make 10 videos about different topics that you're interested in and see which one feels right for you. But of course, you should always think about the audience, your future customer, about the people that you are trying to reach, what they would want to watch from you, what they would want to hear from you, what they would want to learn from you, and what you can provide to them. Think about your audience first. Think about what you can provide as a value. It can be entertainment or education.
Think and judgment and self-doubt and all of these other emotional hurdles that can get in the way of us building a life that we love. And so I'd be making these 7 videos on top of my other 3, and I would just be uploading them to my YouTube channel. At this point, you might also want to learn how to get better at editing. If you happen to use Final Cut, I have another course about this. It's completely free on Skillshare, or it's included for free as part of my part-time YouTuber Academy if you want. That'll be linked down below as well. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, I would love it if you could give us a thumbs up. Apparently, it really helps for the YouTube algorithm. Anyway, once you've gotten beyond level 2, at that point, you have to make the ultimate choice. And the ultimate choice is, do you want to treat YouTube like a hobby, having made 10 videos? Or do you want to treat YouTube like a business? And on the hobby to business spectrum, let's say hobby is 0 and business is 10, where do you land on that spectrum? You're not allowed to pick 5. And if you...
Yeah, you're not allowed to pick 5. That's a great point. Either you make it a hobby or you make it a business. If you're not sure yet, that's totally fine. But at some point, you should decide. You should decide it's not something that you enjoy. It's not something you see yourself doing for a long period of time, because it takes a lot of work and a lot of time to be successful on YouTube. So you should decide at some point, and probably right in the beginning, is it gonna stay a hobby or is it gonna be a business for you? But for most people, they're trying to make it a business, but they are not there yet. And if that's the case for you, then you should be conscious about it. You should put in the work, you should put in the effort, you should learn more about YouTube, what makes a good video and what makes a bad video, and you should study your audience. You should study what people want to hear, what people like on YouTube, and what's most likely gonna get you views.
Do decide at this point that you actually want to treat YouTube as a hobby, that's totally fine. But if you decide that you want to lean towards the business end of the spectrum, if you decide, like I would if I were in your position, that I want to treat YouTube very seriously, and I want to treat it like a business, and I want to be a professional rather than an amateur when it comes to YouTube, that takes us on to level 3. And level 3 is get smart. Now at this point, we need to actually understand the game of YouTube. So far, in these first 10 videos, we've just been trying to make videos that we enjoy. But to really grow a YouTube channel that can potentially change our life, we need to understand what is the game that we are trying to play. And there's basically 3 things. There's only 3 things that YouTube cares about when it comes to growing a YouTube channel.
The thing that YouTube cares about the most is people watching your video. YouTube is of course a business. YouTube wants to make money, and they make money by people watching videos on their platform. So if you want to be successful on YouTube, you have to ensure that people click on your video, meaning getting good at creating good thumbnails and title and coming up with great topics. But you have also to be good at making great videos that people would want to watch to the end. So getting good at editing, getting good at storytelling, getting good at crafting a retention-based story that people would enjoy and would keep watching, etc. If you make videos that people actually enjoy watching, then YouTube will reward you.
And if you can get these 3 things right, then you're completely off to the races and your channel will explode and you'll become a millionaire. And those 3 things are, number 1, click. number 2, watch time, and number 3, satisfaction. So firstly, the click. This is the importance of titles and thumbnails and idea generation and concept. No one is ever going to watch your video unless they click on your video. And so the first step to success on YouTube is earning the click. Your titles and thumbnails and concepts need to be sufficiently intriguing that someone actually clicks on the video. Secondly, we have watch time. Now, the YouTube algorithm cares a lot about how much of your video someone has watched, because the YouTube algorithm is ultimately trying to serve the right video to the right viewer at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. The goal of YouTube is to keep people on the platform, keep people on YouTube, keep people watching. So it makes sense that the YouTube algorithm would promote a video that people are more likely to watch up to the end than the people that are clicking off a video. Yeah. If the video is performing bad, meaning people don't watch up to the end, then the video would probably end up with not that many views.
And so if a viewer is watching a lot of your video, it means they're getting continuous value from that video. And so watch time is a great signal for the algorithm to then promote your video to more people that are similar to that viewer that watched it for a long time. So we've gotten people to click with our title and thumbnail. We've gotten people to watch the video with everything about the video actually being good. And then we want to leave people satisfied. Now, increasingly, the algorithm is talking a lot more about satisfaction. It's looking at signals, according to my YouTube partner manager, who I speak to fairly regularly, signals like, likes and comments and things. But also YouTube has started putting these surveys for a percentage of their users that you might have seen when you're browsing YouTube. And they've got tons of other signals for viewer satisfaction. So it's not necessarily that you need to get people to watch 100% of your hour-long video, but YouTube has good ways of knowing were people satisfied as a result of the video that they watched.
Yeah, it's similar to what Google is doing. Basically on Google search, when people are clicking on a website to get information, if they leave the website and go to somewhere that's not related at all, it means they found the answer on the website that they were previously. If people click on a video and then watch the video to the end and then go to another video or click off the website that is not related to the previous video that they watched, means the video answered their question, meaning their video was satisfying enough, meaning they find the answer that they were looking for. And YouTube or Google will reward people, will reward your video or your website, etc. with more views, more subscribers, and more watch time and more money.
So having understood the game, we now need to talk about strategy. And this is where we're allowed to start thinking about our niche. But at this point, we have to think, okay, there are zillions of videos uploaded to YouTube every single day. And so your video needs to add enough value for the person on the other end to think that it's justified as an investment of time and attention on their part. You're not just competing with the other stuff that's on the side of YouTube in the suggested videos and watch this next. You're competing with their phone. You're competing with things happening in their real life. You're competing with every other distraction in this person's life. So this is where strategy comes in. And this is where it's really important to figure out what is our niche. Now, the way that I've been teaching this.
Now would be a right time to figure out what your niche are. That makes sense. It's probably a bit late after 10 or 20 videos, but the sooner you figure out what you want to talk about in your YouTube videos, the better, I believe. So you can focus on what your audience would like from you. You can focus on building an audience around the niche that you want to talk about on YouTube. But keep in mind that a niche is not bound in stone. It's not something that is not gonna change over time. It's probably gonna change over time because your audience will change over time. So you can also talk about many different topics on your YouTube channel if your audience actually likes the different topic. Think about your target audience. Think about your target viewer. What is this target viewer or your target audience interested in? They might have many different interests in their life, many different passions, many different topics they would like to hear on the internet, and you can talk about these if it targets your viewer, your ideal audience. And as your audience evolves, people come and go from YouTube. People use YouTube more and more or less and less throughout their life, depending on their occupation and their personal life, their professional life. So your audience is bound to change over time, over many years, so you can adapt what is working to your audience now and what will work to your audience in the future.
For the last 3 years on my YouTuber Academy, I think makes a lot of sense. And that's, the question of niche. gets people focused on the wrong things. I think a niche is actually two things. It's a target and it's a value. So in the start of my YouTube journey in 2017, the target for my YouTube videos was people applying to medical school in the UK. And the value I was giving them was helping them get into medical school in the UK. And that is a very clear target and a very clear value proposition, which is how my channel grew in those initial days. Now in our YouTuber Academy, we have a whole 2-hour-long session where we talk about how to figure out your target and your value proposition. But kind of long story short, basically what you want to do is you want to figure out what are your own interests and what are your own strengths and what are your own unfair or competitive advantages.
Exactly. When picking a niche, you want to pick a topic that you are interested in. You want to pick a topic that people are also interested in and would want to aim for you. And you want to pick a topic that will make you money, of course. And if you're good and passionate about a certain topic, that's probably the one that you want to choose for a YouTube niche. Your unfair advantage would be something that is unique about you. You have your own personality, you have your own knowledge, you have your own opinion about things. So if you put yourself in front of the camera on the YouTube channel, your unfair advantages would be you. Your own strength, your own weaknesses, you as a person, because everybody on this earth is unique and you have to distinguish yourself from the competition by being 100% yourself. It's actually bad if you try to copy what someone else is doing. You can pick some ideas from a competition, from other YouTube channels, from other competitors, but be yourself, be 100% unapologetically yourself, and that's the best way to distinguish yourself and have an unfair advantage over your competition. If you're good enough, people will want to watch your YouTube video for you, for your own uniqueness, for your own personality.
And who are the people that you could potentially help or serve with your content? And then you kind of combine all those things and you make a few hypotheses about, okay, I could potentially be helping small business owners manage their accounts. Or I could be potentially helping dentists run better ads on Facebook. Or I could potentially be helping students in Indonesia get better at studying for their exams. Like whatever that target and value is, those are different niches that you could potentially enter with your YouTube channel. And so that answers the question of why should someone watch my videos? It's like the videos are targeted to that person and I'm giving value to that person, and therefore people are watching my videos for the value that they get.
When it means value, it means providing them with something good that will improve their life. It can be entertainment, it can be education or information. You don't have to be insanely entertaining or funny or have an extremely good personality if you go the educational route, meaning providing them information, helping them solve problems, helping them with the question that they might have on a certain topic. So that's what value means, helping people in their own life. Don't make videos only for yourself, make video for your audience first.
Whether it's entertainment or education or inspiration, there's always value that people want to get from your videos, otherwise they wouldn't watch them. And then the next question we have to answer in the strategy piece is, why would someone watch my videos rather than the other videos on this topic? Now, most niches that you might want to go into on YouTube are kind of crowded. These days, productivity, personal development, all of this kind of stuff.
Unfortunately, YouTube is a game and it is a competitive game, and there are millions of videos uploaded to YouTube every day. So you have to distinguish yourself somehow. And my advice for you to distinguish yourself is to be you, to be yourself and have your own view on things, your own opinion, your own personality, and your own way of doing things.
Ridiculously crowded. And so you need a way of standing out in a crowded market. So again, the method that we teach for this, there's like two things to understand here. There's number one, the market, and number two, your edge. So firstly, we've got understanding the market. And here we want to apply the principles that a business would use, which is why we're treating YouTube as a business. Let's say you wanted to start a new business. Let's say you decided, I want to open an Italian restaurant on my local high street. You wouldn't just decide to open an Italian restaurant on your local high street. You would do some market analysis.
Some people do actually, because they are good at it. If you are good enough at making pizza, making Italian food, then you can start an Italian restaurant. But most beginners on YouTube are not good on YouTube already, so they have to learn everything about it. So if you want to be successful fast and quickly, you have to know exactly what you are passionate about, what you already have as a knowledge, and go this route. So that totally makes sense.
You would see what other Italian restaurants are there in my local area? What other restaurants are there in my local area? What are the coffee shops? What's the clientele like? What's the sort of income of people walking through the area? You'd be doing a lot of analysis before you pull the trigger and just randomly decide to open up an Italian restaurant. And so we'd analyze the market, and then we'd figure out our competitive or authentic edge. And this isn't necessarily about being better. In fact, I think being better is like the worst way of doing this.
Yeah, you should not necessarily be better, but be different. People should want to watch your own video because of you, because your own opinion, your own personality. So that would be the best edge that you can bring to your YouTube channel yourself.
Firstly, because better is in the eye of the beholder, and also it just takes way more work. But there are loads of other domains in which you could stand out. For example, in terms of the depth of research you go into your videos, in terms of storytelling, in terms of editing, in terms of relatability and authenticity. Maybe you're male in a female-dominated industry, or female in a male-dominated industry. Maybe you're the only person of color who's making that kind of content, and so you're appealing to other people of color just like you. And so there's loads of these different ways that you could stand out in the market, and you just need to figure out what is that, like what is the market and what is my edge. Now, once I've figured out the strategy, the next problem I'm going to run into is that it takes a large amount of time to do all of this stuff well. Especially if I've got a full-time job, especially if I've got a family and friends and I want to maintain my health and social life. It's actually really hard to make the time to do YouTube well. Unless, of course, you quit your job from day one and that kind of, but like, again, I'm assuming if I start.
You're not gonna get successful, you're not gonna get rich quick with YouTube. Unfortunately, you have to start, you have to produce ton of videos, ton of content, find your niche and be good at it. Be different from everybody else so that YouTube can actually promote your video, and when you're actually good enough so that people watch your video, yeah. And it takes a lot of time to get there, a lot of practice, unfortunately.
YouTube completely from scratch. I don't have the ability to quit my day job. And this is quite a lot to do. There's a lot of stuff you have to do to be good at YouTube, and it's really, really, really hard to do it in, 5 to 10 hours a week. But what I've learned over the last 6 years, and I'd incorporate this kind of knowledge into my starting YouTube from scratch, is that if I build systems and leverage, then I actually can do YouTube in somewhere between 5 and 10 hours a week. And again, this is thinking like a business. It's like, if you go into any McDonald's anywhere in the world, you'll get basically an identical experience because the systems and processes that McDonald's have built are absolutely incredible. You can put any 16-year-old into any of the positions at McDonald's, basically, and they'd give you the same result because the systems are so good. So what I'd be thinking is, how do I build systems for my YouTube channel so that I can create valuable content that my audience finds interesting and useful within my niche that's strategically aligned to what I want to do, but do it in a way that doesn't take up large.
Yeah, if you're just a beginner starting out on YouTube, I wouldn't think that far. Don't think about systems, don't think about method, don't think about process, don't think about hiring people to do the work for you. You should start small, you should do one step at a time, thinking about your next step only and not many years in the future. It makes no sense. You should definitely put in the work, doing it step by step, waking up every day, thinking about your YouTube channel and what you can improve, and then far away in the future, you can think about processes and system and making your workflow more efficient, etc. Not something that you should worry about in the beginning as a YouTuber, as a YouTube beginner.
Amounts of time. Now, if you've gotten to the end of this video and you're interested in potentially building systems for your own YouTube channel and saving a lot of time, that's exactly what we teach on my part-time YouTuber Academy. And we're going to be doing our final live cohort of the course in April and May of 2023. So this is the last time we're doing a live cohort. I've done 7 live cohorts for over 2,300 students in the last 2.5 years. But now it's kind of getting a bit boring, firstly, because I've been saying the same stuff repeatedly for the last 3 years. But also now that this channel has grown and I'm about to publish my book and all this other stuff's happening, my life is going in a direction where running live online courses is no longer compatible with other.
It takes actually quite a lot of time to run a conference live or a workshop live, and you're probably better off producing content online for the internet that is evergreen, that people can watch on their own time, or launching a book, for example, or a course that people can purchase. It makes totally sense to be more efficient that way.
Cool stuff that's happening. But basically the whole course is about how you build systems and processes and tools and templates to operationalize and scale a YouTube channel just as if you were treating it like a business. And I've been building these systems and tools for my channel for the last 6 years. I've taught it to 2,000 plus other students. And so we'll teach that to you on this live course as well. And we've got some really cool looking graphs and testimonials as well from people who have taken the course in the last 2.5 years and whose channels have exploded. And it's just super interesting to see. And the course has a 60-day, 100% satisfaction money back guarantee. Also, I get that the course is pretty expensive because it's live and it takes a lot of effort from me and 10 other people in my team to make this happen. But for the last 3 years, we have been offering scholarships to people who are in financial difficulty who can't afford the price of the course. And this time, again, because it's the final live cohort that we're going to do, we have doubled the amount of scholarship places that are available.
That's
so
nice. That's
if you
nice
want to take YouTube seriously, but if you're in a financial situation that means you can't afford the price of the course, then you should absolutely apply for a scholarship. We spend a lot of time looking at these applications. The team spends ages reviewing them. And so if your application is good, you'll get a scholarship to the course, and then you can join this community of 2,000 plus part-time YouTubers. It's absolutely sick. Anyway, that'll be linked down in the video description so you can check it out. And if you enjoyed this video, you might like to check out this video over here, which is my top 10 tips for beginner YouTubers. Great. So that might be interesting for you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Ali Abdaal is a great YouTuber. He gives amazing advice. He presents things actually very well as well. I hope you enjoy this video today, guys. Give Ali a subscribe and a like on his video. I hope you enjoy this video today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me to the end. And I will see you as always in the next video. Bye-bye.